Hey everyone, Tech here. Welcome to Tech's Tavern. Grab a brew, pull up a chair, and let's continue our Let's Play for Endless Space. And this is the beta version still of Endless Space. And I want to apologize real quickly at the get-go. Number one, for it being kind of a long period since my last video. I'm trying to get myself a little more organized with my channel and doing a lot of different things, so from this point going forward I should start having content on a more regular basis, hopefully. Second of all, I want to apologize is that I'm slightly cheating on this episode. Not intentionally, but because earlier today I recorded actually about 45 minutes of gameplay and probably about a good 2 episodes worth, and didn't realize that I had the mic recording turned off on Fraps because I had recorded some game footage yesterday that I didn't want commentary on, and so I recorded like 40 minutes or so of me playing this with no commentary, and I was pretty pissed. So I was tempted to go and record a separate audio track over top and just do a play-by-play commentary, and I actually started doing that and did it for about 10 minutes and it sucked, so I stopped and just said screw it, I'll just go back to the old save and start it and do it again. So I may have a slight bit of clairvoyance on some of the things that are going to happen here, but yeah, the game randomizes stuff anyway, so it shouldn't be too terribly bad. So we'll go ahead and continue on here. Let's see, that was a attitude change. I'll go ahead and dismiss that. If you remember from the previous episodes, from the last episode, one of the last things we did was this Cyrus system here. We had to kick one of our enemies out of it, and then we colonized. And one of the reasons we wanted to colonize it was because this planet here has the Titanium-70, which allows us to build some ship. In particular, it lets us build some ship modifications and advanced weaponry, shielding, things like that we wouldn't normally be able to make unless you have a planet that has Titanium-70. So that was pretty good and lucky, I guess, that we stumbled into this. We do not have an exploitation on it yet, so we do need to do that. I'm tempted to do the industry to increase the amount of Titanium-70 resource we're pulling out of this. The food's kind of low too, and that would increase happiness and all that. But I'm gonna go with the industry because I want to really get that Titanium-70 going as much as possible. And okay, we will close that out. We do have some other ships building in a few areas. We don't currently have any enemies here. Let's kind of go around to our systems just real quick and see. We don't have anything building here. Let's go ahead and build a Dimitar at least and get one of those. Let's go ahead and put 2 in the queue. Down here we have 1 Dimitar in the queue already. 28 and 5. I think actually, let's pull one of these off, and then I'm gonna do the old industry to money conversion because we have a lot of industry coming out of this planet. So, and then down here I will add an extra Dimitar because they build them fairly quickly. Let's see over here, do we have anything going on? Not really. We do have this planet colonized. One thing, I'm going to cover a couple other items here. Science. What's that? Plus 25 defense on star system. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with all these system improvements. I mean, I see what they're saying, obviously. some of you more smart aleck types out there, just read it. I'm sure are saying. I mean, I can see that this is giving, you know, plus to industry. This is giving some plus to science. But I'm not familiar enough with the game to know exactly how all of that ties into the grander scheme of things. I mean, getting that +1 to science. I guess it helps with your research output. Okay. I think what we're going to do here... I don't know, that system's in trouble. The defense thing would be better somewhere else. Let's do for the shipbuilding, I guess. We have one ship already there, and then after that we'll do a Dimitar. That sounds good. Okay. And then we have our other fleets are right there, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and end turn real quick, see where we get at. I'm going to go into the research here and discuss a few things with everyone here. As always, remember that this series is intended to not only entertain, but to educate somewhat. Even though I am playing this somewhat blind, I am familiar with some of the mechanics, and I get feedback from people through comments on previous videos as well as private messages, so I try to take that information. I usually try to jot those notes down, and then in upcoming videos I try to share some of that information with people that are watching the video. So if you're the lazy type and you don't feel like reading all the comments on my past videos, I keep you up to date with some of that information. So one thing that somebody was very helpful with that I guess I had just never really caught on to was that when you're in here in this research tree, which can be a little confusing for some people, and one thing that someone already brought me up to date on, and it's pretty cleverly done, actually, the UI, even in regards to this research tree, then you may first realize is that me, like any dummy, when I first came in here and saw this research tree, what I was doing is I just hover over the main picture here, and I'm like, okay, great, that unlocks, you know, those things. What the heck does that stuff mean? And, you know, you read the paragraph down there and you're like, oh, okay, that's not very descriptive. Well, as I told you in one of the last videos, you can actually hover over these icons over here, and then it will explain the actual, in particular, bonuses you're getting from the unlocks that it describes in the general description. So you can read the general description, kind of get an idea if this is something you're interested in, and then you can go over here and hover these. Now, to carry that one step further, and I know some of you are saying, yeah, Tech, you already explained this before. To carry this one step further, though, one thing I guess I just never connected the dots on and saw, and someone pointed out, is all these little color-coded triangles and symbols that are on these research items as well, is that they're color-coded to go along with the different resource slash uses. And by that I say is, like, you can see the green triangles. The green triangles have something to do with the food supply, pluses or, benefits in some way. The orange ones or whatever may have to do with industry, or military or something to that effect. Like, see here, the orange triangles has to do with the industry, and then you have the pink. The pink has to do with approval rating. So if you go into this left tree over here, which is the diplomacy trading, it has some pink ones that will help you with your approval. So if you look here, like this botanical scanning one here, this has one item, it's a star system improvement, which gives food, and then it also gives a infinite supermarkets, which gives a +25 on star systems. So that's pretty good, actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let my current military research finish, because I think this active defenses is pretty good. It increases 25% the health on ships, and it also increases the health. And I think that might be regen. That's +2%, but I'm not really sure on that. So I'm going to go ahead and let that finish, because I've already been putting a fair amount of turns into this, I believe. And it still has 23 turns left. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and queue up going all the way down to this one. So then it go ahead and that. But see, it's not going to take long. It's 1 turn, 2 turns, 5 turns. I mean, so 8 turns, we'll have that. But I wanted to explain the color coding there, because I had not picked up on that, and thank you very much to the person who posted that in the previous comments. So One other thing well, we'll go ahead and we're still building ships. I don't think I have anything else I'm needing to do right this second. Let this turn in real quick. Now this planet, okay, so here we're running into one problem. This Horatio guy. Okay, and another thing I want to show real quick. Well, I got a couple things going on here. We got like 5 things hitting me all at once. One thing, let's take a quick sidestep here, is go to the diplomacy screen. Someone did ask about the diplomacy screen on the previous video. I actually had gone into this and recorded it, I believe on the last episode, but then when I was editing the video, I watched it. It was like 6 minutes of really not a lot of information, so I'm going to try to do it much faster this time, because I just edited it out last time. But this is showing yourself, and this is showing the lines connecting to the other AIs. This kind of the snowflake line thing here is showing that you're kind of in a Cold War stance with them. So like if we look at this guy here, this is Horatio, which is the guy over to the south to the wormhole, I believe. Shows that we're in a Cold War status with them, which means we won't attack each other's planets. Like, so systems that we have colonized are kind of off limits. We're not really attacking each other's systems because that would be full out war. We're not at war, but if our ships meet up in, say, a unclaimed system and a fight breaks out, hey, all's fair game. So it's kind of like, you know, saying, you know, if I see you guys in, you know, my city or your city, it's okay, but man, if we get in that dark alley back behind the city, game on. So that's kind of how that translates. Neutral just means that, again, he doesn't hate me, he doesn't like me, you know, pretty standard stuff. So you can kind of see how that works. You can also look, let's see, who's this guy here? This is the other AI, the green guy up to the north. You know, he has a suspicious, you know, he doesn't quite like me quite as much. We're in a Cold War status, so we're still not at war attacking each other's systems, but, you know, we're not buddy-buddy either. There's also, if you look at it too, you can look in here, and there's it displays a score number here. I think my score is lower than both of theirs, and that's mainly because I wasn't very aggressive towards the beginning of this video, because it's kind of more of a blind test play. But that's the diplomacy, and you can go into it. You can go into the diplomacy, so like if Horatio over here, you know, I want to concentrate on fighting the other guy, so Horatio I don't really want to get into a fight with. Let's disable this. I don't need to. This is a standard trade screen you've seen in every strategy game for the last 10 years. You know, you put stuff over here that you want to give, take stuff he wants to give. There's really not anything to trade right this minute, I don't think, but I can declare war if I wanted to. So that's really about the most of the whole diplomacy thing, so I think that explains it well enough. Now, what's going on here on Cyrus? Let's take care of this. When you see this little green dotted line going around here, it means you're blockaded. And what this jerk is doing is he's blockading me being able to get my Titanium 70 out of there in order to build ships. And if I had to guess, when I go and look at like where I'm building a ship at, one of my Demetar class ships, it's going to have some ridiculous, 999 turns. Basically, it will never be built because he is blockading my Titanium. Let's do a couple. We have some promotions. Okay, this is my governor on Novarus. I'm gonna actually do that. That was just to increase the approval rating, and that's fine. And then this is my other governor. Let's increase his. I think there's one for wit, or no, for labor. I want the labor one. There we go. All right. So anyway, he is blockading me, and I don't want that. So I'm gonna blast him. His fleet here, you can kind of hover over these and see it's showing that his fleet, it looks like it's probably one ship, I'm guessing. It doesn't even have a hero, and it's only a 34 military strength. Well, my Zeta fleet with my hero is at 633, so I should easily be able to take him. So it's 5 ships to 1. We'll go ahead and do a manual just real quick on this one. Usually I would just automate that one, but we'll do a manual on this particular one. Because I do want to take a look at the dust missiles abilities and things like that. Right. I don't know if I've actually seen... Have we watched the Dementars in action yet? I think we did watch them in the last video. Yeah, we both got greens. I think I'm tearing them, should tear them up pretty good. That's a crazy looking ship though, isn't it? Looks pretty cool. Yeah, look at that ship. That's a neat looking ship. You can actually see the missiles hitting it. Dang. Own that guy. Like I said, I probably could have went ahead and automated that, but it's fun to see a little bit of action every once in a while you're playing. Alright, so we won that, and that gets rid of the blockade, at least for now. I will say from my cheating recording earlier, I get blockaded a few more times here. At least that's what happened last time. We'll see if the AI does different this time around. So that should remove the blockade, and we're back on 4 turns again. So that kind of shows you how the whole blockade thing works too. So we're accomplishing showing some things in this episode. Let's go ahead and in turn, because our research is, you know, set, and we have some stuff already in progress, so being built. So I think we're in pretty good shape on all that so far. Let's end a turn and see if anybody else pops into Cyrus there, because that's the one thing I'm concerned about. I'm surprised. No. And see, this is the Horatio guy over here, which obviously he's got the wormhole travel technology, because that was him that I just blew up a second ago. Oh, look, we do have more blockading going on. He has these are the other guys. Okay, now that 641 fleet's gonna be a tough one, and there's a pirate in there. It's a 490. So we just got all kinds of nonsense going on. Alright, so I think what we will do is we will save those fights for the next video, because we're going to be getting into some heavy fights to try to get that blockade lifted. I don't think our guy, he's still at 5, so I can't add another ship to his fleet yet. So yeah, I think, like I said, what I think we'll do is we'll hold off and do all that on the next video. But we will have multiple fights going on in the next video and try to... It may backfire on us, but we're going to try to make a move. If we can get these guys backed off, if I can get some of these other ships moved around. See, we have a Dementar there. We have one Dementar there. We may have to move a few... Oh, I didn't mean to hit that in turn. We'll see if that does anything to us. Yep, it did. Okay, the pirates are attacking our little defender. We'll go ahead and let that auto-resolve. I don't need to do that one. He'll probably beat me, because his ships are a whole lot... Well, they were 720 to like 160 or something. So, that was a pretty obvious outcome. 720. And see, that's one thing that I did remember hearing from people complaining about with a little bit of the balance of the game, is that the pirates get ungodly powerful pretty early, and that you can sometimes get steamrolled by them. Because I can research to get my ships a little stronger, and they should when I finish this research in 18 turns. But the general I have, he can only have 5 ships in his fleet right now, I believe, and he's already full at 5. I have my best researched ships in that fleet, because they're Defender 3s and Dementar 2s, which are the highest ones I can do right this second, and 633 is as good as I can get. So there's just, I mean, there's, unless I just got really, really lucky on the card draws, I'm not going to be able to beat him. I mean, I can, but it's not a for sure thing. But we will check that out on the next episode. So we did get to cover quite a bit here, so I will see you on the next one. Thanks.